Hi, Mike here with another Badonsky Buccaneers video fishing report. It's June and we're in the midst of the 2015 Federal Recreational Red Snapper season. In this video we'll highlight two of the most active days. And it wasn't all about snapper this year. First up, Tuesday, June 2nd. I put into public launch at Cotton Bayou around mid-morning. One reminder to our summer boating visitors though, the entire Cotton Bayou area is now a no-wake zone. The Tuesday forecast called for about a 40% chance of rain, and with the looming clouds I knew that there was a chance I would get wet, but so far the radar was clear. A friend of mine was supposed to join me for this trip, but he canceled, and even my stepson Braxton chose an overnight pier fishing trip over this morning's offshore trip, which he would later regret, as you'll see. I opted to skip the snapper quarry this morning as I had a tip about some small dolphin being caught the day before. I found a nice little weed line about 8 miles out, so I dropped in a couple trolling lines and it didn't take long before I was hooked up. Today I used a combination of a small bird and jethead and dolphin candy trolling lures. We'll look closer at these later in the video. Dolphin or mahi-mahi are typically found near water breaks, weed lines, and other floating structure feeding on bait that generally congregates there. They're usually found in warm tropic waters around 80 degrees or so, starting at about 100-foot depth, with smaller juveniles being caught a little closer to shore. They usually spawn about 3 times a year, grow rapidly, and will live to be about 5 years old. Not to mention they make great table fare. They are the most sought after and one of the most exciting and aerobatic sport fish to catch in our area. And on days like this, a real treat for local anglers who typically are limited to their offshore range. They can swim as fast as 50 knots with their long thin bodies, so my 10-knot trolling speed is no problem for these small ones. It didn't seem like it was too long before I had a fish box full and it was time to go. So with a bonita, a few Spanish, and quite a few dolphin on board, and storm clouds threatening, I headed in. Not bad for a few hours on the water by myself. That afternoon, Cookie and Braxton joined me for some snapper fishing. It was a little rougher than this morning's trip, but we headed out to the Baldwin trolling corridor to get our limit. There were several boats spread out along the trail of pyramids, but despite our best efforts, we were having a hard time getting a solid bite. After a wholehearted attempt on several pyramids, we decided to see if we could find the weed line and change things up. The higher afternoon winds had pretty much scattered a lot of the weed around past the 12-mile buoy, but we dropped a bird in anyway and did manage to pick up a bonito, which was actually the break we needed. With the day's end approaching, we headed back to the eastern end of the trolling corridor with our fresh bonito bait and in short order caught our limit of red snapper. On Saturday we had a full boatload with my wife Cookie and my friend Glenn and his son Garrett. My only concern was this would be the only weekend during this year's recreational snapper season. Therefore I knew all of the boat launches would fill quickly, so we headed out early. After some trial and error, we found a public spot just southeast of the trolling corridor that was producing fish. Cookie put the first keeper on the boat with this mangrove snapper, and the bite stayed pretty hot for a bit. Here, Garrett catches his first snapper, and it's legal size. Then Cookie puts another one in the fish box. Garrett and I double up here. This was his first amberjack. Although undersized and out of season, it gave him a great fight. Garrett is having a great day with some hard-fighting fish. Here, things are slowing a bit when Cookie puts another red snapper on the boat. Trying to keep everyone happy with bent rods, I move towards another snapper spot when we run across this weed line. Everyone agrees to some trolling for dolphin fish. So with plenty of anglers on board, I put out 3 lines and were soon rewarded with our first fish, a good-sized dolphin on the Tiagra. I was pulling one of the snagger daisy chains we get from Ballyhood Lures to catch this one. We caught several smaller ones, then Garrett reels this good-sized dolphin in on one of the Dakotas. Another first for Garrett too. And he sure was proud of that catch. Then it was Glenn's turn. And at first we thought this was another good-sized dolphin, but it turned out to be a big bonita instead. Next, it was Cookie's turn at the reel, and she landed a nice dolphin. And as we run out of significant weed line, Garrett reels in another dolphin. Stay tuned. Up next, we'll look at the trolling lures we're using to catch these beautiful fish. Hi, Mike here with another Mike's Tackle Box, and today I wanted to share with you what we're using to catch all those dolphin out there on the weed lines. Now, it was a fairly simple setup. It consists of a small bird and a small jet head connected together with about 8 foot of 150-pound test monofilament leader. Now, this is what we had on the TLD on Tuesday and Saturday, catch mahi. Now, on Tuesday we also had one of the Dakotas set up with a small dolphin candy that has a wire leader on it. And it didn't seem to do that well, and I think it was because in the clear water the dolphin were picking up on that wire leader. So it wasn't long before I went ahead and switched out for a dolphin candy on a monofilament leader, and our catch started picking up on this. We stayed with the standard green and yellow colors, and typical dolphin colors. Now by Saturday I had went and picked up an extra bird and a large dolphin candy in the traditional colors, and we connected that together with about 8 foot of 200-pound test monofilament leader, staying away from the wire, remembering what happened on Tuesday. We also had one of the Tiagras set up on Saturday with our typical snagger daisy chain that we get from Ballyhood, and we picked up some larger dolphin with this, but we also tend to pick up a lot of bonita with these, which came in handy when we were snapper fishing, but not much else. So it was kind of tit and tat on that one. But if you want to, go and pick up a couple of the birds and a couple of the dolphin candies or the jet heads and give them a try and see if that doesn't pick your dolphin catch up quite a bit. So we hope to see you all out on the water soon. Have fun and be safe. Have a great day. Well, that about wraps it up for another Badonsky Buccaneers video report. We hope you enjoyed it and found it informative as well as entertaining. Don't forget to report all of your red snapper catch in Alabama as required by state law, either on the Alabama Outdoor website or on the smartphone app now available. Please like our videos on YouTube. If you're in the Orange Beach area, be sure to stop by Sam's Stop and Shop on Canal Road for your fishing equipment, tackle, apparel, and marine fuel. Visit our website at www.badonskybuccaneers.com. We ask that you fish responsibly, and for everyone's safety, practice safe boating. Thanks for watching and have a great day.